Hey, hey, everybody. I see Janice is on already. I'm just trying to find a spot for my iPad here so I can see comments. Looks like it's just you and I, Janice, so far today. Hopefully you have very hot. How hot are you in Arizona now? You know, it was 31, but now it's about 25 because we've had some rain here in London, so it's not too bad. Ew. That's awful. I did Washington at 104 degrees, and that was bad. I can't imagine 108. That's crazy. I'm just gonna turn this here like this. There we go. I'm gonna switch this back around. As you can see, I was inking earlier. I got blue everywhere. Switch those back around here. Hello. Hello, hello, Sherry. How are you? Happy Tuesday. It's not Chris. Oh, I bet it's better than having snow, that's for sure. Okay. Give everybody about another minute and then we'll start. Oh, so much gorgeousness here. I may have gone a teensy bit overboard on her stuff, to be quite honest, so just trying to get everything out here so I can show you guys. Lots of goodies. All right, got a couple people on. I think we can probably start. Oh, goodness me. All right, there we go. I can see. Okay. All right, so this month was, I think we ended up deciding on out of the comfort zone or things you wouldn't think you'd like. And so I actually picked Vicki Boutin, because who doesn't love Vicki? She is crazy, but we love her, but in a good sense of crazy. I've known Vicki, God, I'd say probably 10 to 15 years, way back when she actually used to teach in Richmond Hill. But I've always loved her stuff. I was on the fence with this line, to be quite honest. But I'm actually kind of loving it right now. So a couple of things in the line. You have a 12 by 12 paper pack, and I've got the front half, so I've pulled out pieces of it. So there are 48 sheets of paper, and I think I've got the back here. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Boop, shoop. So this is the back, which shows you all the different patterns that come in it. You get 2 of each. There are more patterns in the 12 by 12 than there is in the 6 by 8 because I actually looked to make sure. So in the 6 by 8 there are 24 sheets, 24 designs. There's more obviously in here. So I think I counted 16, 2. There's a slight difference anyway. So I mean, there are a few differences obviously, as I mentioned, but I got both to kind of see which I liked. The only difference really is that you have a smaller pattern here, so if you're making cards and you want some more of the smaller patterns, definitely 6x8. If it doesn't matter and you're using it for layouts or albums or stuff like that, then definitely 12x12 is great. Okay, so she also had this really cool, and I haven't used it yet because I'm actually kind of loath to use it because it's super pretty. So this is a gold holographic print on vellum, and it's like super pretty. Actually, I might buy another one because I'm in the process of working on 3 projects with this line, which I'm going to show you some of what I've started so you guys can see. So this was one of the other things that I fell in love with as soon as I actually got it in my hand. Because honestly, it doesn't do it justice when you look on it in the online. There is also washi tape, which I picked up, which, hold on one second, I have to grab this here. So these are the washies. So I've already used 2 of them, and they're actually pretty decent. Pretty happy with the sticking power, because sometimes it's questionable, and peeling power too, because sometimes they don't peel nicely. These I'm pretty happy with. So I'm just gonna stick this back over there. Oh, sorry. As I'm talking, I know I kind of forewarn you guys. I am reading comments. So Sherry mentioned to try our August summer challenge kit, and she said hint, hint, hint. She has a link in the comments if you're interested. So that's cool. Okay, so that's the paper. Okay. On to the fun stuff. So I only grabbed 1 of the stamp sets and 1 of the stencils. Yeah, I fell in love with this one, to be quite honest, mainly because of the Monstera leaves. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. So you get this really cool wavy thing, the leaf one, and then some hearts. I'll show you each thing, and that's why I just threw them in there so you guys could see them a little bit better. There's the leafy one, and then there is the hearts. And you'll see I do actually have ink on here, and I'll show you what I inked with these so you can see them. It's pretty cool. I used Distress Oxides, and I'll tell you guys which ones I used so you guys sort of have an idea. If you have a different storage system for these, you can actually use the back piece. I'm very much use what you have, use your scraps, use every little piece, because this is a nice little piece of cardstock in here. So if you guys have your own system for stencils, use this. And even the backs of them, they've all got this really cool pattern with the, kind of reminds me of the old comic strips with the clouds. So you'll notice I have all of the packages because I've saved them for that reason, because I plan to use them. So use what you guys have. So that's 1 set of the stencils. She does have, I think, another one with butterflies, but I have to double check. Or Sherry can just double check. I also picked up 4 of the Ephemera. Now, I apologize, guys. I've dumped this into a huge, massive pile because it was easier for me to play around with it. And you'll see, like, I've got all the bits and pieces here. But I'll show you the backs of the packages so you sort of have an idea of what comes in each package. There is some foiling. There's some vellum pieces. Some words, some tags, some really cool clear pieces too. So let me show you this. Okay, so this one here is the embellishments. How labeled is embellishments? Guess they are. I guess so. Okay. So I thought she had different names on them, but she doesn't. So this one's like ends in 908, I guess, is the one. So this has like some words and some bigger pieces, as well as some what do you call them, paper clips and banners. and they're all mostly just paper in this one. And then in this one, which is 909, she has tags and labels, and a lot of these pieces up here are vellum with some of the foiling, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna bring that down to you guys. Sorry, my iPad's a little delayed, so if I take a little longer, I'm sorry. This one is 910. Now I actually think this is, you can make like a tag booklet with it, but I'm actually using it in an album, some of the pieces. Well, I plan to. I'm not completely done the album, but this is cool. The one I really thought was kind of fun was this one here. Hold on 1 second. Oh. It's kind of stuck, but it's got like the foam, and it's supposed to be a gumball machine. That's what it reminds me of. And then the last one are the stickers, which I have in a pile here. I'll show you. So you get the 8 sheets of stickers. Journalism. Yeah. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. I should have wrote the names on the back of this. Hindsight. But I plan to keep the plastic and use that, but I also plan to use the back pieces of the packaging too. So again, use. So these are the stickers. So again, there is some really cool foiling on them. You see I've already kind of started using them. Thank you. See, Sherry's my backup. This one's gonna be fun to use because I'm making albums. So yes, and then some. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my words today. Yeah, I can't remember the name. Anyways, those. All right, so that is that, and then more. So that was one of the stamp sets, but there's another one, but I thought this would be kind of fun to play with my my journal. That's what I was thinking. So this one, I'm not quite sure, 604. Icons of Ephemera. Perfect. Thank you, Sherry, with all of your lovely help. You're my Vanna for today. And then we have these really cool hearts. I haven't used them yet, but you can pop them up. So I haven't gotten that far in my album yet where I'm like finalizing my embellishments, which is what I'm saving them for, that in a tag for the present and for the card to go with it. Okay, more fun. Now we have the cardstock stickers, which you can see I've already started to use because they are pretty. Or no, this is not cardstock. Chipboard. Chipboard stickers. And then these are the cardstock stickers. And again, you've got some really cool foiling in them. And then, oh, the other ones are thickers. That's what it was. And then I got the thickers letters as well, which kind of reminds me of that 80s fun vibe with like the letters. You know, my day and age, it was much music that used to jump around on the screen. Yep. Makes me feel old. Okay, so hopefully that has captured your attention. But I did want to focus on the products. You guys saw it. It's really cool. I love it. As I said, I'm in the middle of 1, 2, 3. I thought I had something else. I've got 2 projects here I'm showing you today. Okay, fun stuff. So when I first started, I had this on the screen. So this is a flip book. It's a 4x6 made by Snap. I've gotten into doing these for friends because they're quite fun to make. I've made, I think, 3 so far with different product. I'm actually working on another one, same thing, but with an older line of Vicki's as well, which I'll show at the end just so you guys can kind of see what you can do, because I know we have bits and pieces of the other line she has in store. So basically this is, I want to say it's like the thickness of a chipboard. And it's got the old school clasps on it. So that's the front that I made with it. I've used bits and pieces, so I've got some paper. The blue hearts is the washi tape. I have some stickers. I have one of the embellishment pieces, which I actually pop dotted. The fun things is from the sticker pack, which is kind of cool. And then so I've started sort of working inside to start with my front cover. So I've got places where you can put photos already. I plan to either edge these or frame them and then add some like little stickers and embellishments on those. And then in the 12 by 12 they have some 4 by 6 cards. So that is this. And I thought maybe, you know, depending on what the person's using it for, they could put, you know, the date or who they went with or what they were doing. Sort of fun stuff, right? And then obviously this is about as far as I've gotten because I was having way too much fun with the cover. So basically how I start is I find the papers that I like the most and start cutting them. And then from there, I make it interactive. I add extra pages so it becomes much thicker. You can add your photos. I don't like to always do a 4 by 6 photo, 3 by 4s in here because you can put a little bit more in it to make it more interactive. For example, on these, I can put smaller photos on the front and the back and add extra little bits. So when I do give this as a gift at the back, I put like together a little sort of like an envelope of little extra things. So if they're adding photos or, you know, they need some extra little pieces of paper, I throw it in there for them so that they can kind of add on if they want. So that's what I've done so far with that one. Sorry. Okay, so that one was that one. So I was having fun with an actual 6 by 8 album as well. And I'm gonna tell you guys what I did with this one because it's kind of fun. So here we go. Just let you guys bask in that beautiful front cover. I was having way too much fun with this. It's all about layering, guys, layering. So I started this with the actual washi tape and it goes all the way around. The edges are hidden in here, so you guys can't obviously see them because I don't want you guys to see them. So rather than have like a thick ribbon or something around here, I wanted something a little bit thinner, and this washi I just fell in love with as soon as I saw it. So I was like, yes, okay. Then I took the Monstera stencil, and I used 2 colors of the Distress Oxide because I love the way it looks on the craft. And I think I used, hold on one second, no, I don't think it was that one. Oh, maybe it was Mermaid Lagoon and Cracked Pistachio. And because I wanted it not to be one solid color, because when you guys look at leaves are not one solid color. I wanted to give it a bit more, well, I wouldn't say movement, but life. So I did a mixture of that. It was darker when I first did it, but as it has dried, it has become more pastel, which I think it really, in my opinion, I like it pops. It really does pop. Yeah, and perfect size for the book because I wanted just big enough that it would draw your eye, but not too much that it took over the whole cover. And then what I did is I added some paper. I rounded the corners, some stickers. This is the title from the chipboard stickers. I have pieces from the embellishment packs. I have another sticker. And then I peeled some of the other little additions that I added to it as well. Just some fun stuff. Oh, I like that you guys are loving this. Yeah. Well, you know, when you think about it, Vicki is very much like a mixed media, you know, get your hands into it. I had blue hands all night last night from another project I was working on, but you know, it's always about get dirty, have fun, right? Okay, so that was the cover. So now we're gonna look on the inside. So this is one of the other stencils in that pack. This is the hearts, and again, I didn't want it covering the whole cover, so I sort of centered it on the piece as if it was like a piece of paper. And now this one I used 3, and the pink I didn't think it would be that bright, but I kind of love how it turned out. So this was Worn Lipstick, Kitsch Flamingo, and Spice Marmalade, and I kind of love how it looks because it gives you that sort of like bright and dark areas. Again, that movement, I guess you could say. So yeah, I kind of like how it looks. Now I still have to decorate it. I just haven't decided if I wanted words or more embellishments or cards in there. But at least that's a start for me because it kind of, I like the stencils. I think they look really pretty on the covers. And then I plan to use probably the blue one on the back of the cover. I thought that was kind of fun, especially when you, yeah, I know, I like them. Perfect. All right, so then I started working on the inside of the book. So there was a couple of pages in the 12 by 12s that had some 4 by 6 cards. So basically I pulled out a piece of that and I cut it all up into cards, and then what I did is I took out the chipboard dividers because I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use them or not, because I might add more pages to this. It all depends, I guess. So what I did is I then sort of picked up, I sorted through it, kind of put it in an order that I liked, threw in some of the 4 by 6 cards and the 3 by 4 cards, and then I started looking at what additional pages did I want to add to make it more interactive that weren't some of the snap pages. So this is one of the pages that I actually started making, and again, this is from one of the pieces of paper. Now I kind of liked how it kind of went like this. But I actually think it's meant to move a different way, but I like the way that this looked this way. So I actually made this so you can put your whatever you're going to on here, and then I made it like a flip piece. So this is actually the continuation of the paper. I guess I could have put it the other way, like waves, but I like this. I like that whoosh, 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 you know. So I made that one, and then I picked some of the 3 by 4 cards. I think that's about as far as I got because I was trying to decide on, so it was just more putting things in order that I had, you know, full, you know, 6 by 8 pieces, where I wanted some of my photos to go. So I'm going through this quickly. But I wanted to kind of keep the flow of the book. Now I haven't decided, so again, here's another 4 by 6 card. I might not keep all of these tags, and I actually might go back and cut some of them out, but I really do like some of the like quotes she uses, like shine bright, smile, you know, it's fun, and it's something that will brighten someone's day, right? Like on the agenda for today. Again, I may not keep that. It all depends. I've sort of kind of put them in some places. So I had some sort of a starting point with what to do. Mainly because I wasn't sure what the actual theme. Normally I pick a theme, guys. But I hadn't for this, other than saying hello sunshine. I kind of liked the flowers and the bugs. But I haven't fully decided where this is going to go, to be quite honest. Kind of probably fly with this one and just kind of figure it as I go. I do have some inspiration, but I'm kind of letting the paper take me where it wants to go, basically. But yeah, so there's that one. And I think I only put one paper in here, actually. So this was the other thing I was going to work on as well, which is just sort of like my little journal. haven't really gotten all that far on there. I just basically put some holes in that one because I kind of fell in love with that one. And that is it so far. I thought I had something else, but I guess I didn't. But yeah, so hopefully this kind of inspires you. I will post photos, especially when I'm done this one and done this one, so you guys can see where I've gone. I will post photos of at least the covers for you guys tonight, so you guys have those. But I hope this has started to inspire you guys. Let me just see if I have that other one here, and then we'll make something. Do I have you here? Yes, I do. Boop, boop. I'll show you guys this one really quickly. So this is with her Let's Wander, I think. So this is another one I'm working on for a friend of mine. So again, it's sort of I kind of follow the same thing. So basically I've just started putting some pieces together. Now when I said I was going to sort of frame the photos, that's what I meant, just drawing a little line, then I add some stickers to it afterwards once I've sort of started to put it together. And then some little tags, and some papers, and some stickers. So, I mean, I do usually let her stuff kind of take me where it wants to go. Mainly because it is so much fun, you know, since I've started playing with her stuff. So when I had got this line, I pulled out this other line as well, and that's sort of where I started. But I do love the colors on that sweet brush. Okay, so the name of the stencil I used, it was, I don't think it has a name, it's just 606. I will leave it to Sherry if she doesn't mind putting which one it is. But if you look for the one with the like waves, the monstera, and the little hearts, that's the one I grabbed. But I believe she has actually 2 of them for this line. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. I was just reading comments. Oh, bollocks. Apparently the stencils are sold out, guys. I'm very sorry. They were when I got them. I'm sorry. Okay, so we still have some time, so I thought we could do sort of an interactive page, which I thought would be kind of fun. So I'm gonna grab the little 4x6 one here. Okay. So, okay. Sorry guys, I'm having pop, and I don't normally have pop this late. Okay. So these I have pulled out of the 6x8 album, and what I want to do is make, actually, do I want to make that one? Yeah, actually that one would work. Perfect. Okay, sorry. I'm just thinking about how I want to make a flip page, and I love words. Love them. So with these, I have to make sure when I'm doing them that the words are the right way, because you don't want upside down words. So we'll make a little flip page with this piece here. So I'm just going to move this out of the way really quickly. So what I'm going to do is, there is a perforated edge. I'm just going to do a quick little snip snip and lop that off. Now, that just took off that. That is the other side of the paper. So what I'm actually going to do is, I want the words to be proper when I open it. So the way I'm going to open it is like this. So I need at least a 4x6 down here, and then I'm going to score. So I didn't pull out my score pal, but I do have my handy dandy little scoring tool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my paper at the 4" because with this 6x8 it's already at 4 or already at 6. So you just need to sorry, let me just double check because I don't want too much of a lip at the bottom. Grab my ruler. Do. Make that 4 1/8. Because y'all know I love throwing you guys a curveball. Okay. And then I'm just gonna lightly score this. Now, I have already put this thing through a piece of paper this week. I'm not gonna do it again, so we are taking it nice and slow. I was a little tiny hard. Sorry, I was just reading. Sherry was saying that there was a flash sale of Vicki Boutin stuff. Hint, hint, hint. And oh, I'm gonna have to go a little harder. Maybe not. Yeah, apparently I'm gonna have to go a little tiny harder. Now, normally I'd have my score pal, but I didn't pull it out. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Alright, so we're going to fold that over and burnish it. Perfect. Alright. Perfect. Okay. So, what we can then do is, I mean, obviously I'm going to rearrange this once I'm actually in here. But this should fit in here very nicely now. Perfect. And then this just folds over like this. And then you sort of, you get the little bit of writing at the bottom, but then when you open it, you get all the writing. And then this allows you to add extra photos, or if you want to do a bunch of tiny little photos, you can definitely do this. And then that just adds an extra interactive element into your book. Like so. Plus, if you really like the paper and you don't really want to cut it, that's a way to keep the full piece of paper. Which is what I plan to do with that sunset one, because how stunning is that one? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. This one. Like, how pretty is that? Well, that and the clouds, let's be honest. Really cool. So, do you guys have any questions? Do you guys want to see anything else with it? Or with this product? I can actually probably do one of the waves. Do I have some blues? Hold on one second. I do have some blues. I was trying to see what I grabbed for. Actually, I wonder how the gray would look. Kind of want to play with the stencil so you guys can see, because I had fun with it. I know it's out of stock. And Sherry, are you able to get more of those stencils in before I start telling everyone that you can? Actually, Actually, let's washi tape this too. Okay, hold please, she's checking. So I am going to washi tape the edge because I'll end up decorating this cover too. And who doesn't love a good rainbow? So we are going to rainbow the back. Then I'll do the waves. Ooh, perfect. It looks like she can get some more. So if you guys do want them, let Sherry know. Email the store. And they can put it on order for you guys. And the 4x6 books, the flip books too, you can, I had to double check on that one though, because I wanted to make sure before I showed you guys that she could get those in, and she can. And I might actually order some more and do some Christmas ones for all my family. And that's what they're getting. Okay, so let's get inky, guys. So, where did I throw you? Sorry, I have got this stuff here. We're gonna do some waves. I think we're gonna play with all 3 colors. I think that will be fun. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to grab my purple tape. Sorry, I'm not very ladylike when it comes to this. Actually, let's make it a little closer to the washi, and I got a bunch of purple tape here somewhere. Keep them on my lights. Okay. And this is where you just go at her and have fun. I'm going to open up the green. You know what? I do like washi tape. I use them a lot on envelopes and cards for that matter too. I like decorating the inside, and I usually decorate the inside of the card, and I use washi tape on sort of the one side of it, because it kind of gives you like that really cute border. I don't think I have one here, but I can show you. Okay. Side note, Mermaid Lagoon, Twisted Citron, and Hickory Smoke. I want to see what the gray looks like on the craft. I haven't actually tried a gray. I actually usually use this to make like a faux wood. So let's try this. Ooh, I kind of like it. A little bit of stormy. I like to mix things up. So throw some green in there. Because you know what's. Trial and error, people. Love trial and error. May look good, it may look terrible, who knows? The point is we tried. Okay, so let's throw some blue in there. I do like the Mermaid Lagoon. Because it's bright blue. I need to have just a bit more of the green. Alright. I think I caught everything. I got stuff all over my fingers. Now, I will let you guys know that right now it looks dark, but once it dries, it will actually look brighter. So let's peel to reveal. And I like to reuse my purple tape until it's no longer sticky, so it goes back on my light. on my hand right now. And I will wipe these down with some warm soapy water and let them air dry overnight once I am done. Online. Okay. So let's see how this turned out with 3 colors. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, I really like that. I like the gray. I hope you guys like that. I kind of really do. I think it looks pretty. So I'll have to decorate that and probably the back cover too. So I hope you guys liked that. I'm gonna leave that open so it can dry. But I hope this gives you a couple of ideas that you can use with the sweet brush and or Vicki stuff, because who doesn't love layering? It's all about layering and adding cool things together and making things interactive. So I'll just show you guys again the front that we did there, using different elements to layer things together to make the cover. And then I did the washi tape and then the other stencil. And then I started with making interactive pieces for this album. I'm just gonna leave that open so that can dry. And then I also started on a 4x6 flip book, which again, you can add pockets, you can add the 4x6 cards, you can add little interactive pieces in here as well, and little pockets as well. So I hope that so far has inspired you to pick up some of her stuff and play with it. I will post some pictures tonight of the covers so you guys can see them. And then as I continue on working on these 2 projects and my journal, I'll post those pictures as well for you guys. So I hope you guys had fun. As I said, I do hope this inspires you to try some of her stuff, because she's also got a whole wide range of different products that you guys can use, pastes and jewels and all of the goodness. But I hope this does inspire you to try something different. All right? So I will again see you next month, 2nd Tuesday of the month. Sorry about last week, guys, but thank you very much, Chris, for stepping up and covering for me. I do appreciate that. So I will see you guys next month. I don't know if we're teasing people with what the theme is next month, but I've already got something planned for you guys, and it's gonna be awesome. Anyways, maybe you can bug Sherry and she'll tell you. Anyways, I really guys hope you did have fun, and I will see you guys next month. And if you guys do make something with this line of paper, please post it in the group. We'd love to see it, okay? All right, I'll see you guys next month.